The year was 1521. Ferdinand Magellan and his Spanish fleet landed on the shores of the Philippines. They were on a mission to find a new route to the Spice Islands. The Philippines, with its many islands and diverse cultures, was a stopover on their long journey. Little did they know this stopover would change the course of history. The arrival of the Spaniards marked the beginning of a new era for the archipelago. It also set the stage for a clash of cultures and a battle that would resonate through time. The Spaniards, with their advanced weaponry and armor, were a formidable force. They had cannons that could fire from a distance and muskets that could take down enemies with a single shot. They wore metal armor to protect themselves in battle. The Filipinos, on the other hand, fought with what they had. They used spears, bows and arrows, and swords called campilan. They relied on their knowledge of the land and their bravery to defend their homes. The Spaniards, used to conquering new lands, underestimated the fighting spirit of the Filipinos. They believed they could easily subdue the islanders and claim the land for Spain. However, they would soon learn that the Filipinos were not going to give up their freedom without a fight. The stage was set for a confrontation that would pit two very different cultures against each other. It would be a battle for the ages. Lapu Lapu was the chieftain of Mactan, a small island in the Visayas region of the Philippines. History remembers him as a fierce warrior and a skilled tactician. He was known for his bravery, his strength, and his unwavering loyalty to his people. Lapu Lapu was a symbol of resistance against foreign rule. He's considered the first Filipino hero for his role in defending the islands from the Spanish conquistadors. Not much is known about Lapu Lapu's early life. We don't know exactly when he was born or how he became chieftain. What we do know is that he was a respected leader who cared deeply for his people. He was a man of action, not words. When the Spaniards arrived, he did not hesitate to defend his island home. Lapu Lapu saw the arrival of the Spaniards as a threat. He knew that they came to conquer and subjugate. He refused to let his people become slaves in their own land. He rallied his warriors, preparing them for the inevitable conflict. He knew that they were facing a formidable enemy, but he also knew that they had the home advantage. Lapu Lapu's courage and determination inspired his people to fight for their freedom. He taught them to value their independence and to resist any attempt to take it away from them. He remains a powerful symbol of Filipino pride and resistance. Ferdinand Magellan was a Portuguese explorer sailing for the Spanish crown. He was a skilled navigator and a seasoned adventurer. Driven by ambition and a thirst for discovery, he embarked on a perilous journey around the world. Magellan's goal was to find a westward route to the Spice Islands. This was a time when European powers were eager to control the lucrative spice trade. Magellan was a complex figure. He was a man of his time, driven by the desire for wealth and glory. He believed in the superiority of his culture and religion. He saw the world as a place to be conquered and controlled. He was not afraid to use force to achieve his goals. Magellan's arrival in the Philippines was a pivotal moment in history. It marked the first time that Europeans had reached this part of the world. It also set in motion a chain of events that would have a profound impact on the Philippines. Magellan, however, would not live to see the consequences of his actions. Despite his navigational skills and his ambition, Magellan was not prepared for the resistance he encountered in the Philippines. He underestimated the resolve of the Filipinos and their willingness to fight for their freedom. His encounter with Lapu Lapu would prove to be his undoing. The Philippines in the 16th century was not a unified nation. It was a collection of independent islands and communities, each with its own ruler and culture. Some welcomed the Spaniards, seeing them as potential allies and trading partners. Others, like Lapu Lapu, saw them as a threat to their independence. The arrival of Magellan and his men disrupted the delicate balance of power in the islands. Some rulers saw an opportunity to gain an advantage over their rivals. They allied themselves with the Spaniards, offering them gifts and pledges of loyalty. They hoped to use the Spaniards' military might to achieve their own ambitions. This division among the Filipinos played a significant role in the events that unfolded. The Spaniards were able to exploit these divisions, playing one ruler against another. They made alliances with some chieftains, promising them wealth and power in exchange for their support. This strategy of divide and conquer would become a hallmark of Spanish colonialism in the Philippines. It allowed them to establish a foothold in the islands and eventually subjugate the population. It is a reminder that internal divisions can make a nation vulnerable to external threats.